When it comes to Genesis, most fans immediately think of Peter Gabriel or Phil Collins, two of the most iconic frontmen in rock history. But between those towering figures stands another name, often overlooked yet pivotal in the band's saga: Ray Wilson. The Scottish-born singer brought a raw emotional depth to Genesis during one of its most uncertain phases, bridging the gap between prog rock giants and modern introspection. His time with the band may have been brief, but his impact was profound. Born on September 8, 1968, in Dumfries, Scotland, Ray Wilson came from modest beginnings. He owned his craft throughout the late 1980s and early 1990s in a variety of bands, slowly developing a reputation for his strong, soulful voice and dynamic stage presence. His major breakthrough came in the mid-1990s as the frontman for Stiltskin, a post-grunge rock band best known for their 1994 UK #1 hit, Inside, which was famously used in a Levi's commercial. The song's brooding atmosphere and Wilson's gritty vocals caught the attention of more than just music fans. It also caught the attention of Genesis. By the mid-1990s, Genesis was at a crossroads. Phil Collins had departed the band in 1996 after decades of fronting it through its most commercially successful period. Left with a legacy and no lead singer, the remaining members, Tony Banks and Mike Rutherford, were looking for a new voice, not to mimic Collins, but to lead the band into a fresh chapter. They found that in Ray Wilson. Wilson officially joined Genesis in 1997. His first and only studio album with the band, They Calling All Stations, was released that same year. The album was a bold departure from the polished pop of the Collins era, leaning into a darker, more atmospheric tone. Wilson's voice, deep and expressive, added a new emotional weight to Genesis' sound, closer to the moody complexity of Peter Gabriel than the radio-ready brightness of Collins. Songs like Congo, Shipwrecked, and the haunting title track showcased Wilson's ability to channel vulnerability and power in equal measure. His vocals brought a sense of gravity and maturity, even if the album's reception was mixed. Calling All Stations charted well in Europe, but failed to make a significant impact in the US, leaving both fans and critics divided. Tour plans were scaled back, and by 1998, Genesis quietly entered a hiatus. Ray Wilson's time with the band was over almost as quickly as it began. Yet, rather than viewing the experience as a setback, Wilson used it as a launching pad for his solo career. He embraced his status as the other Genesis frontman, incorporating songs from Calling All Stations, as well as classics from the Gabriel and Collins eras, into his live performances. What followed was a string of critically acclaimed solo albums, including Change, 2003, The Next Best Thing, 2004, and Song for a Friend, 2016. Wilson's songwriting matured, touching on themes of personal loss, transformation, and human connection. His live shows became intimate affairs, often acoustic-based, and focused on the storytelling power of his voice. In addition to his solo work, Wilson founded the project Ray Wilson and Stiltskin, blending his earlier rock roots with more progressive elements. He continued to tour extensively across Europe, gaining a loyal fan base that appreciated his authenticity and artistic independence. Wilson's legacy within the Genesis family remains unique. He was never meant to be a carbon copy of his predecessors. Instead, he offered a version of Genesis that was introspective, textured, and forward-looking. In a catalog defined by change, his contribution added another dimension to the band's narrative. Ray Wilson's journey is a testament to quiet endurance in an industry often obsessed with instant stardom. He stepped into one of the most challenging roles in rock and handled it with humility, grace, and undeniable talent. For many Genesis fans, Calling All Stations is an underrated gem, and Wilson, the underrated frontman who gave it heart.